Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about a very important topic, that is emotional intelligence. We are often aware of what intelligence is, but are we really aware of the concept of emotional intelligence? Yes, intelligence is not reflected only in a person's capacity to remember and process factual information. There is also an emotional component to it, which is often unnoticed. Emotional intelligence refers to the capacity to recognize, understand, as well as manage one's own emotions as well as the other people around us. Our capacity to be attuned to what we are feeling, what we are or how we are behaving, our capacity to basically take a step back from the occurrences in this world and understand what is happening within us, as well as to be able to truly interpret and understand what's going on with the other person around us is really important. It is a very important skill to be effective in our professional as well as our personal life. Our interpersonal relationships can really grow if we are able to incorporate the skill of emotional intelligence. If you ask me if it is a fixed skill that remains static, I would say that there are ways to work around it, there are ways to develop it, provided you're truly motivated to do so. So let's quickly visit ways of working on increasing our emotional intelligence and being more aware of ourselves and the world. The very first thing that we really need to understand so that we can build emotional intelligence would involve self-awareness. Introspection is really an important skill that is necessary for a person to be able to build on and understand other people and yourself. Introspection involves being able to take a step back and reflect on your emotions, being attuned to your experiences and understand whatever responses or emotional expression that we make around the people. Sometimes there are certain things that may bother us and we may not be consciously aware of it, and that's completely okay. A lot of our emotional processing happens beyond our consciousness, and therefore it is important for us to sit and reflect back on how we truly feel. There may be things that we dislike, there may be things that really upset us, and we may be trying to suppress it unconsciously by trying to ignore how we feel and try to just get on with life. And when that happens, we experience some moments of emotional breakdowns that may involve anger outbursts, unexplained snapping responses, or sometimes numbness or hypersensitivity in our feelings. It is really important for us to be attuned to our emotions, to identify or at least pick when something doesn't seem right. It's okay for us to sometimes not understand what's going on, because we may not be able to understand each and everything as that is happening within our body and mind. But should we be really that unaware that we are not able to explain some of the changes that we experience or some of the behavioral actions that we display? Let's really try to spend some time, identify how we feel, and reflect back on some oddities of behavior that we have shown in our interpersonal relationships. Increasing and building up on your self-awareness will help you to not just be more closer to your own self, but also maybe to adapt our behavior as per circumstances. If we truly understand what are the triggers in our environment, we would be able to work around these triggers and be more effective in our communication and in our general life situations. Second thing that is really important to work is building empathy. Empathy means the capacity for us to understand the circumstances and emotions of another person. We often use this metaphor of being in someone else's shoes. It might not be possible for us to be attuned to other people's circumstances and understand where their emotional expression is coming from. but we can definitely place ourselves in their situation and try to identify how they responded and whether it seemed appropriate from their space. People often do not bother to look beyond their own circumstances and respond in ways that may not be appropriate. But the truth is that if we were truly able to grasp other people's experiences and emotions, we may be able to come more closer and be able to understand and empathize with them in a manner that would really help us in effectively building our interpersonal skills. The next important capacity is learning to be effective in our communication. You see, all the points that I'm discussing, they're all interconnected. I mean, you cannot build effective communication without being able to empathize, and you can't empathize without being self-aware of your own emotions. In each of these skills, which can overall help us to build up our emotional intelligence. So, what involves in communication? Maybe in spaces where you're completely blank and are not able to grasp what the other person is trying to say, perhaps we can actually put in some open-ended questions and have the other person answer them. So yes, listening is another important skill that can help you to truly understand and manage the emotions of other people. Ask questions. Be open to receive whatever feedback you're getting. Listen clearly and truly listen to what the other person is saying rather than dismissing off whatever they have to say and just cutting them off and talking directly. Listening will help you to create that sort of a bridge for us to be able to empathize and understand what's happening to the other person. Sometimes if you're not able to understand what's happening with yourself, it's okay to talk about that too. Talk about the gaps. Talk about how this seems like an out of character behavior of yours and you're not able to make sense of it yourself, and that you're working on understanding yourself better. It is important for us to work on our communication, in the sense trying to be more transparent about our emotions, about our lack of awareness of our emotions sometimes, as well as openly communicating your lack of understanding of the other person. Emotional intelligence will reflect in your conversations with other people, in your conversations about your own self, and help you to build a relationship with yourself. So do not miss out on working on these skills. I hope you find this video to be useful. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you.